deep breaths because I had already done on my intro and realized this was not recording. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not new here, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Ari, and I do a little bit of everything when it comes to my content. It's just whatever I kind of feel like doing. But one of my favorite series that I love doing is this series, Worth It or Not, especially about purses, because I know that sometimes it is really hard spending our hard-earned money on things, and we just want to know if it's actually worth it or not. So sharing my experience, my review, with a little bit of history and a little bit of flair here and there about the bag. So any further ado, this episode's star of the show is none other, you can see it, she's been here, the Speedy 30. So this is, I was going to call it like an honorable mention, but no, let's face it, she deserves her own episode. And specifically right now, the Louis Vuitton Speedy is having a moment, a comeback, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's a classic. She never went anywhere. She's been here since 1930, but I think she was feeling a little bit neglected for some years. Like a lot of people, even a lot of girls, I know a lot of girls that even sold their bags, sold their Speedy because they didn't think it was cool. They were tired of it. It was like an old lady bag, whatever it is that went through your mind. And you know what? I respect it. If you have something in your closet that is just collecting dust, it's, let it, if you love something, let it go. I mean, for something to be like neglected in your closet, or you could buy yourself something else that makes you happy, go for it. Little story, backstory. I like to tell the backstory of how I got the bag that I'm talking about. This one, I knew I was never getting rid of it because this was actually a gift from my parents, gift from my mom. She also had it hot stamped for me. So it has my hot stamped here, it says Ari. And I knew that because of that, it was personalized, it was a gift. I probably was never going to get rid of it. And I know I have it all decked out with my charms, thanks to the French girly. This is what I'm seeing a lot now that it's coming back. It's all the charms, making it fun, making it, funky, adding that little bit of a flair to it. Okay, side note on the charms, because I think Louis Vuitton, caught on that we were all decking out our Speedies with charms. And this season they came out with their Speedy Soft 30 Crafty, which actually comes with like a travel tag and like little tags and trinkets and things hanging on. And it includes the new strap. This strap actually came with last year's launch of the Murakami's multicolor Speedy, and I'm loving it. It's like a shorter strap, but it is not adjustable. Okay, let's go back to a regular scheduled programming. But yeah, so this is my bag. I got it. I can't remember exactly the year, but it was after 2011 because this is when the bandolier strap was introduced to the Speedy. I don't think I got it way back 2011. I think my mom got it for me 2000, maybe 16-ish. So she's been around for a while. But yeah, I admitted that for a little bit I wasn't wearing it as much or anything like that. But she's been there. She's always been here. We love her. So a little bit of backstory. Like I said, this bag was originally introduced in 1930. She was originally called the Express bag, and it was a smaller, more compact, easier to carry version of the Louis Vuitton Kipol. The Kipol is that duffel, the Louis Vuitton duffel, and that one came in larger sizes. So they decided to come out with a smaller travel bag. It did not come with a strap, and the original size was the 30. And then in 1959, leave it to the most iconic it girl out there, Audrey Hepburn requested a smaller version, easier to carry. I mean, she was very petite, so maybe because of that. And she requested a smaller version, which led to the creation of the Speedy 25. So one smaller size than that one. And then from there on, I believe it was between the 60s and 80s, they started expanding even more and launched the Speedy 35 and the Speedy 40. And then it wasn't until 2011 that the Speedy Bandolier came to be with the strap. And I think it's something that everybody was asking for. I even remember seeing girls adding like their own strap on the handles here. It was such an iconic bag, but I think everybody wanted to make it even more comfortable. Before, it was just a top handle bag. And I think if you were out and about, you were missing a little bit of the strap. You needed it, especially for a bag that I think was meant for travel. It just, to me, didn't make sense that it didn't include a strap in the first place. I guess back in the day, 1930s, they saw it more like travel was more elegant. Kind of like how they would travel with their vanities. Those didn't have straps, so they didn't have to carry. But then after that, I think it took them way too long, till 2011, to figure out like, okay, the Speedy needs the strap.
Okay, I need to pause for 2 seconds because as I was editing this video and researching a little bit more, which I should have done earlier, I actually found out that the regular Speedy, only top handle, no strap, was actually discontinued in 2024. So there you have it. The bandolier, the strap was just so popular that it ended up discontinuing the original one, which just makes sense.
And of course, it's been part of the iconic collaborations from Marc Jacobs to Murakami to all that. It's one of the core classic designs from Louis Vuitton that is usually, they have all these versions of it. Anytime there's a special collaboration, anytime there's a newer edition, the Speedy cut, the design does get transformed a lot. But this is a classic. This is the timeless, the original, the 1930 original, the monogram. And this is actually, which I'm very happy about, the one that is making comeback. Not all these new versions that are stunning, but the one that even for a lot of people was passed down from their grandmothers. Super vintage. You can find them. Your mom probably had one, or you have one laying in your closet. I love this. I love that we're talking about a bag that is not new, but that is still available. That maybe if you never got it and you see it and you think it was time to get it, or it's like that amazing kind of like in between that either you already have it because it's been around for so long that even it could have belonged to your grandmother, or you can still get it new. Like it's that timeless, which is what we love. Now that we got a little bit of the history out of the way, let's talk about the bag. So the bag itself, it's Louis Vuitton's classic canvas material in the monogram, and then it has the leather strap, leather trims, leather handles, and the hardware. It comes with all the classics. So this is the basic. One thing that a lot of people don't know about, especially the Speedy is made with one sheet of canvas and it goes around, which means that one side, your monogram is going to be upside down and the other side is going to be the right side up. The piece of canvas goes around. There are no cuts. There are no stitchings in the bottom. It's one piece. And then the other pieces go on the sides. And that does require a cut. But anyway, fun little something. So this is what the bag looks like with all my charms. I love my charms. The strap, so the bandolier strap, can be removed, which is, again, it was so easy to add. Like, come on, Louis Vuitton, why did it take us so long to figure that one out? Like this, you can remove it. This is what it looks like inside. I have one of those organizers more charms, that I put in all my bags. Hold on, I think I'm yelling into the mic. So let me pull this out. I try to always add organizers to all my bags. I think they protect them, keeps them from getting dirty. And then this one, especially with this one, this is just one big dark hole in there. Like there's really nothing, which is something that people either love or hate, because there's no divide, there's no partitions, nothing. And it does have a little pouch, zipper pouch in here, there, and then my charms are clinking. And then a really fun fact, it actually has the size of the bag hot stamped here. So you see it says 30 there. All the classics. And it has a little hook in here. I sometimes like to add like what fits in my bag, but let's face it, this is a big bag. It fits everything. I don't need to show you how many wallets or how many sunglasses or how many lipsticks. It'll fit everything, your whole life in there. The original Speedy, not bandolier, did not include this trim here or here. It was just the plain canvas. The strap is adjustable. It's replaceable. If something happens to your strap, you can go to Louis Vuitton and they can replace it or repair it or whatever, which is what they do for most of their bags. My mom had a very old Guipol and it was completely, the whole leather was just cracking and they replaced the whole leather. I mean, yes, we paid for it, but they did it. So anyway, One of the things is like you will see it. That is very funny. That's where you can tell usually the age. All Speedies will look the same except for the leather. The leather part is meant to age and it's meant to tan. Any Louis Vuitton that is brand new that has this type of leather, it's super, super light. And then with age, it starts to tan, it starts to darken, and you'll probably see them when they're super vintage. This is so dark. And you know what? I love it. I love it. This is my favorite color. I don't really love it when it's brand new. It just looks like so pale. It's weird. But I absolutely love it when it's this shade, maybe even a little bit darker. If you don't love it getting darker, I highly recommend keeping it out of the sun. Literally, like us, people, humans, they tan. Keep it out of the sun. When you store it, put it in its dust bag away from a window. There's little things. Let me show you. Hold on. My Akami edition Alma in the cherry blossom. No, not cherry blossom. In the cherries. Happy cherry, I think. But this, you see the difference? This is what it looked like brand new, and this is what it looks like now. It is way darker. Yeah, there it is. And for a bag that is pretty much 10 years old, I think I take really good care of my bags, or at least I try to. I keep them in their dust bags and everything. It hasn't tanned as much as other bags. As far as is it worth it or not, in my opinion, it is. And I think we are right now with this comeback that it's having, we are proving it even more that it is a timeless bag. It's a timeless cut. I mean, oh, we have a visitor. Hold on. Hi. Hola. Um, okay. Go, go, go. It's made a comeback. It is a style that, it has transcended from 1930 all the way to 2026. I mean, that is almost 100 years old. I like to say that when a bag is super classic, that is when they're really worth it because they will not go out of style. It's not a micro trend, passing trend, super trendy item. This is a classic bag. So yes, it is worth it in that sense. Material, durability, sturdiness, 100%. I really don't know. Of course, if I were to buy a Speedy in 2026, I don't know if it's the same quality, but for the most part, I think Louis Vuitton has maintained a pretty good durability, quality. I haven't heard that many complaints like I have with Chanel and how their quality has gone a little bit downhill. Some people have mentioned it with Hermes. I'm not really sure, but with Louis Vuitton, I think the quality is there. I think, I don't know, you tell me. A lot of us have bags that are 10 plus years old and they still look, feel, and perform like they're brand new. So, yes. Price point. I hate talking prices just because in the luxury industry, the prices change so much so quickly that, yeah, price is very subjective because it depends on it's very personal to like something can be worth it or something can be very expensive while to others it can seem cheap or not as expensive. But to me, in today's day and age, a designer bag that is under $2,000, I think it's reasonably priced. Not because it's not a lot of money, it still is, but because when you compare it to every single other bag, it is 4K and up. So that being said, I think you're getting a very good bag, very classic style for still a reasonable price. But again, that's very subjective to your own budget. And also, a lot of people think they don't love the Louis Vuitton canvas because this is not all leather, but the trims are. But I still think it's a bag that it's never going out of style. Maybe it will go through periods like it did, that it might spend a little bit longer periods of time in your closet than it does outside. But overall, it will never go out of style. We're mostly talking about the classic monogram Speedy, which is actually available to be customized. You can monogram it, you can hot stamp it, not just like I have it, but they can actually do the monogram, like paint it on the bag. I usually don't do that. I like to keep it more classic, but personal preference also. And then I guess moving on If we're talking about whether like the actual design of the bag is worth it, it does come in so many variations of, they do make it in an all leather. Of course, the price is a little bit higher, or higher in general. It does come in all the limited editions. They actually just launched this year a special edition because it is what is it? 150th anniversary of their monogram, but they came out with a all leather. So this leather, it's like, let me put a picture here. It's like inverted. So the bag, instead of being canvas, it is all this leather with some canvas details, which is really fun. Correction, it was not the 150th anniversary, 130th. So, I mean, still impressive. But anyway, that one came out. And like I said, there's so many variations. They also came out with the relaunch of their mirror bags, which were out in the 2000s, more or less. They came out for that for this past ski collection. Really fun. So if you're not a huge fan of the classic monogram, there's options. So that to me is also a plus. Like I said, some things for some people, they don't love the canvas, but in the end of the day, canvas is used in so many other brands too. And it also makes it super long lasting, because this can get wet. This can be just wiped off, cleaned, stained, whatever. It can take it all. I think that's pretty much it. I also, again, to me, a plus is that nowadays it does come in 4 different sizes before getting to the Kipol, which is the travel version overall. And just for size reference, in case you're curious, this is what this 30 looks like. My body, there it is, this. I'm usually a size small. I'm 5'4", 164 centimeters, more or less. And this is what it looks like. This is what a strap looks like where I have it adjusted. It is definitely long enough to wear as a crossbody if you want. And again, the strap is adjustable, so that gives you a lot. It is soft, so again, comfortable, which a lot of the big crossbodies, that's one of the issues that they have. They're so kind of like rigid that they're so uncomfortable to carry around. My charms. We're proud of my charms. And it just looks, I feel like it looks so chic. I pushed my chair back. This is awkward. Okay, we're back. So that's that. That is also my tip. That is also why I put the organizer, because it helps her keep her shape. But if you want it floppy and soft or anything, just let her be as is, natural. But anyway, that was my full review, worth it or not, on this year's It bag. I'm going to call it an It bag. Instead of it being like one of those newer bags that we're seeing, this is an It bag. It has always been. But anyway, the comeback kid this season is the Louis Vuitton Speedy. That's it. Worth it or not, according to me, overall take is it is worth it. Whether you have it in your closet already or you're thinking of getting it, I love it. Thanks for watching. And if you like this video, you like my channel, don't forget to subscribe, comment, let me know your thoughts below. I want to know what do you think of this bag? Do you have it already? Did you neglect it for a while too? Anyway, let me know. And you can always follow me on social, like I said, on Instagram for more day-to-day stuff. Okay, that is it. Bye.